Welcome to the world of gardening, where the rewards are fresh, homegrown veggies, beautiful flowers, and a little peace of mind. There's nothing quite like the satisfaction of nurturing a tiny seed into a flourishing plant, harvesting your own food, or simply enjoying the beauty of a colorful bloom. But before you get started, let's talk about some common gardening mistakes beginners make and how to avoid them. If you're new to gardening, stick around because I've got the best beginner gardening tips to help your garden thrive. We'll cover everything from watering woes and soil secrets to pest control and the importance of patience. So grab your trowel, put on your gardening gloves, and let's get growing. Watering is a fundamental aspect of gardening, but it's often where new gardeners stumble. Overwatering can suffocate the roots, leading to root rot. Underwatering leaves your plants parched and struggling. The key is to water deeply and less frequently. Water when the top inch of soil feels dry to the touch. Watering in the morning is best to reduce fungal diseases. Adjust your watering based on plant type, pot size, weather, and soil type. Your garden will thank you for it. Just like we prefer different levels of sunlight throughout the day, so do our plants. Some plants bask in the full glory of the sun, while others thrive in the dappled shade. Planting in the wrong location is a common mistake that can lead to stunted growth, poor flowering, and even plant death. Before you plant anything, take the time to understand the sunlight requirements of each plant. Sun-loving plants, like tomatoes, peppers, and most flowering annuals, need at least 6 hours of direct sunlight per day. These plants will thrive in a south-facing garden that receives plenty of sun. Shade-loving plants, on the other hand, like ferns, hostas, and many woodland plants, prefer dappled shade or morning sun. These plants will do well in a north-facing garden or under the canopy of larger trees. Don't be fooled by labels that simply say partial shade. This can mean anything from a few hours of morning sun to dappled shade throughout the day. Do some research on the specific plant you're interested in to get a better understanding of its light requirements. Observe your garden throughout the day to see how the sunlight patterns change. Note areas that receive full sun, partial shade, and full shade. This will help you choose the right plants for the right locations. If you have a small garden with limited sunlight options, you can create microclimates to suit different plants. For example, you can use trellises or other structures to create shade for plants that need it. You can also use reflective surfaces like mirrors or white walls to bounce sunlight into shadier areas. Remember, the right plant in the right place is crucial for gardening success. So take the time to understand your garden's light conditions and choose plants that will thrive in those conditions. Healthy soil is the lifeblood of a thriving garden. It's not just dirt. It's a complex ecosystem beaming with life. New gardeners often overlook the importance of soil health, focusing solely on the plants themselves. But remember, healthy soil equals healthy plants. Think of soil as the digestive system of your garden. It provides essential nutrients, water, and air to the roots of your plants. Poor soil, on the other hand, can lead to nutrient deficiencies, stunted growth, and increased susceptibility to pests and diseases. One of the best ways to improve soil health is by adding compost or other organic matter. Compost is like a superfood for your soil, packed with nutrients and beneficial microorganisms. It improves soil structure, enhances drainage, and increases water retention. Another important aspect of soil health is pH. pH measures the acidity or alkalinity of your soil. Most plants prefer slightly acidic to neutral soil, with a pH between 6.0 and 7.0. However, some plants, like blueberries and rhododendrons, prefer more acidic soil. You can easily test your soil's pH using a simple soil testing kit. These kits are readily available at garden centers and online. Once you know your soil's pH, you can amend it if necessary. If your soil is too acidic, you can add lime to raise the pH. If it's too alkaline, you can add sulfur to lower the pH. Don't forget about the importance of good drainage. Waterlogged soil can suffocate plant roots, leading to root rot. Improve drainage by adding organic matter, such as compost or well-rotted manure, to your soil. You can also consider raised beds or adding drainage channels if you have heavy clay soil. So nurture your soil, and it will nurture your plants. A healthy soil is the foundation of a successful garden. Imagine being crammed into a tiny room with dozens of other people. Not very comfortable, is it? Plants feel the same way when they're overcrowded in the garden. Crowding leads to competition for resources, such as nutrients, water, and sunlight. This competition can result in stunted growth, reduced yields, and increased susceptibility to pests and diseases. When planting, it's crucial to follow the recommended spacing guidelines for each plant type. These guidelines can usually be found on seed packets or plant labels. They might seem overly generous at first, but trust me, your plants will thank you for the extra space. Proper spacing allows for better air circulation, which helps to prevent fungal diseases. It also makes it easier for sunlight to reach all parts of the plant, promoting healthy growth. And of course, it gives each plant enough room to develop a strong root system. If you're starting seeds indoors, make sure to thin out the seedlings once they've developed a few true leaves. Thinning means removing some of the seedlings to give the remaining ones enough space to grow. It might feel a bit ruthless, but it's essential for healthy plant development. When transplanting seedlings into the garden, again, follow the recommended spacing guidelines. Resist the temptation to cram in extra plants. It's better to have fewer, healthier plants than a crowded, struggling garden. Consider the mature size of your plants when spacing them. A small seedling might seem insignificant now, but it could grow into a large plant that needs plenty of space. Think ahead and plan accordingly, so give your plants room to breathe and grow. Proper spacing is key to a healthy and productive garden. Gardening is all about working with nature, not against it. Understanding your local climate is crucial for gardening success. Different plants have different temperature and rainfall requirements. Planting too early or too late in the season can spell disaster for your garden. One of the most important things to consider is your growing zone. Growing zones are geographical areas defined by their average minimum winter temperatures. Knowing your growing zone will help you determine which plants are suitable for your climate and when to plant them. You can easily find your growing zone online or by consulting a local gardening expert. Once you know your zone, you can choose plants that are hardy enough to survive the winters in your area. Another important factor to consider is your local frost dates. The last frost date in the spring is the average date of the last frost, and the first frost date in the autumn is the average date of the first frost. These dates are important for determining when to sow seeds and transplant seedlings outdoors. Don't be tempted to plant too early in the spring, even if the weather seems warm. A late frost can damage or kill tender young plants. It's better to be patient and wait until all danger of frost has passed. Similarly, don't plant too late in the autumn. Plants need time to establish themselves before the onset of winter. Planting too late can leave them vulnerable to cold temperatures and frost damage. Pay attention to your local weather forecast. Be prepared to protect your plants from unexpected cold snaps or heat waves. You can use row covers or other protective measures to shield your plants from extreme weather conditions. Pests can be a gardener's worst nightmare. Aphids, caterpillars, slugs, and other critters can wreak havoc on your plants, devouring leaves, damaging stems, and spreading diseases. New gardeners often overlook pest control until it's too late, leading to significant crop losses and frustration. Regular inspection is key to early pest detection. Get into the habit of checking your plants regularly for any signs of pests. Look for chewed leaves, holes in stems, sticky residue, or any other unusual signs. Early detection allows you to take action before the infestation gets out of control. There are various methods for controlling pests, ranging from organic solutions to chemical pesticides. Organic methods are generally preferred as they are less harmful to the environment and beneficial insects. One popular organic pest control method is neem oil. Neem oil is a natural insecticide derived from the neem tree. It's effective against a wide range of pests, including aphids, whiteflies, and spider mites. Another effective organic method is introducing beneficial insects into your garden. Beneficial insects like ladybugs and lacewings prey on common garden pests, helping to keep their populations under control. Companion planting is another useful technique. Certain plants, when planted together, can deter pests or attract beneficial insects. For example, planting marigolds alongside tomatoes can repel nematodes and other soil-dwelling pests. If you have a severe pest infestation, you may need to resort to chemical pesticides. However, use chemical pesticides with caution as they can affect your health and the health of your garden. Happy gardening!